What's up guys, Felix Force here, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my round 6 tips. Pretty good week, 6 out of 8, but I'd say 6.5 because, come on, surely, they should give me at least half a point for a draw there. On ESPN Footy Tips, they counted that as correct, a draw, which I think is pretty awesome. But apart from that, the only one I got one was Sharks Warriors, but who would have tipped the Warriors? Not even the most passionate of Warriors fans would have tipped them to beat the Sharks, especially with a fully healthy Nico coming off the back of 180 points in Supercoach. Anyway, Storm and the Roosters, and I'm pretty surprised about this. I've started to not pay much attention to the sports bet fins because, with how wacky this year's been, who knows what would have happened. So I'm going to be tipping the Storm here. If I just look at recent games, I feel like the Storm have been pretty well. Actually, they have been pretty even, but there's been a few blowouts. Of course, Melbourne, they won 4 in a row in that period, one of them being a 46-0 demolition. And then the other ones, of course, last year, that was the very injury-prone Melbourne Storm side. But even though they have no Pappenhausen, they looked really good last week against a solid Rabbitohs side, where I backed them in an upset. So I'm going to be tipping the Storm here. Bulldogs and the Rabbitohs, and I tipped the Bulldogs in the upset over the Cowboys last week. I just had a feeling that they were going to win, but I'm just going to have to tip the Rabbitohs here. If we look at recent Good Friday matches, they've all been pretty big scores. Of course, the 36-16, the 38-0 game, and then 2020 there was no Good Friday match due to COVID, and then the other ones, 2019 was pretty close, but they usually do struggle on Good Friday, the Bulldogs, so I'm going to have to tip the Rabbitohs here. North Queensland and the Dolphins, they got given an absolute reality check last week by the Dragons. The Dolphins are not a good team. The Cowboys are probably going to do the same to the Dolphins this week, but worse. With Scott Drinkwater back, Tommy Dearden's looked back in his origin form that he had last week, and Val Holmes has looked awesome as well. Even though they're coming off the very surprising loss to the Bulldogs, they'll be angry, they'll be wanting to smash their team, their local Queensland team, and they're going to beat them, and they're going to beat them good. Panthers and the Manly Seagulls, and Nathan Cleary is back in the form. Anybody who saw the game, he got 1 try, 2 tries assist, he got 3 line break assists, and I think he made a line break himself. And I think there might have been a 40-20 in there as well, but I'm not sure. Maybe he almost kicked one. But anyway, Nathan Cleary's back in the form. If he's in good form, there's no way Penrith lose. I'm going to be tipping Penrith here. Broncos and the Raiders, I'm going to be tipping the Broncos. They were absolutely electric. Adam Reynolds was amazing. The halves are finally getting the chemistry with the fullback with Reece Walsh. And then, of course, Katoni Staggs, he's looked amazing. And so has Payne Haas, Carrigan, Capewell. They're all just sticking together perfectly. So I'm going to be tipping the Broncos here. Gold Coast Titans and St. George Illawarra Dragons on Sunday. And I don't know why. I usually never tip my team, but I'm going to back him here. And if we look at recent games, it's been kind of all Dragons. The 32-18 game back in round 2. Of course, the 46-26. I was at that game. That was a very good game to go to. And then, I know they won 3 in a row in that period, but I just feel like the Dragons, they can get a good win over the confident Titans. Newcastle and the Warriors, and these teams very much exceeded a lot of people's expectation. Like the Knights, no one would have thought they would put up that good of a fight against they were top 4 mainly before that game, and I think they still are if I look at the ladder. Yeah, they're still 4th, but they were coming 2nd. And the Knights put up an amazing fight with Dom Young, Lachlan Miller, Greg Marju. They've all looked very good. And so have the Warriors. So this is 2 teams that are coming off the back. They're in all great form. But I'm actually going to be tipping the Knights here. Mainly because of how good Lachlan Miller's looked. They have a decent forward pack as well with Tyson Frizzell. He was playing excellent. And then their backs, Don McKeon and Greg Marju. Those 2 were absolutely killing it these last 2 weeks. Dom Young 4 tries. So I'm going to be tipping the Knights here. West Tigers and the Parramatta Eels, and this game's usually also a pretty big demolition on Easter Monday. They play every year on Easter Monday. I'm going to be tipping Parra here. They actually looked alright over these last couple of weeks. Even though, the Roosters were dominating that game. They were based off the scoreline. It was 28-8 up until that point. I watched the highlights. In Parramatta, it seemed like they were almost breaking through. They were almost scoring. And I reckon they should absolutely dominate the Wooden Spoon Tigers. that will be my tips video for this week. I'm actually going to be double uploading there. I'm going to upload my Supercoach video as well. So chances are by the time you see this, my Supercoach video is already finished uploading. So make sure you go check that one out. Bye.